Nope. No intro. This video is not deserving of an intro. I'll say a hey, hi, how you doing, but that's about it. So, anyways. Hey, hi, how you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron show. Wait a second, why is there music? Future me. Yes, past me? No music. This topic is undeserving of any effort whatsoever. Can I keep the gameplay in the background? Okay. We'll keep some gameplay in the background just to give the people something to watch, but no music, no intro, barest minimum effort. This topic is not deserving of effort. Okay, whatever. You're the boss past me. Damn right, future me. Dick. I heard that. I know you did. That was the point. I wasn't going to make a video on this. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I've been flooded with private messages on my YouTube, on my Steam, on my Discord. You all apparently really want to know what I think about the announcement that microtransactions will be in Middle-earth Shadow of War. I think it's absolutely hilarious. This is hilarious in so many more ways than one. First off, this goes to show how out of touch the publisher of the game is, Warner Brothers, WB Games. Like, it just goes to show how out of touch and how much they don't care about PR, about public relations. It's so obvious that they don't care. WB Games either has some serious balls or a serious lack of brain cells. I mean, the reaction to this, the gaming community's reaction to this was so obvious. Like, they should have seen this coming a mile away. The publisher and the developer, like, they shouldn't be surprised by this outrage. I doubt they're surprised. I bet they saw this coming, that they've planned for this. However, I'm a bit more surprised that the gaming community didn't catch on to this until now. Like, no one knew that microtransactions were going to be in the game until now, until a recent live stream from the devs. Like, the whole silver and gold loot chests in the pre-order special edition offers, that wasn't a dead giveaway that there were going to be microtransactions in the game. No, it's only now where they blatantly spell it out to you that you guys realize there's microtransactions in the game. It wasn't a dead giveaway with the pre-order offers and the special editions beforehand. Nope, only now. Anyways, in all seriousness, my thoughts and feelings towards microtransactions in Middle-earth Shadow of War, half of me doesn't really give a shit. The other half of me is super excited for this because I get to take advantage of this. I don't mean by actually spending money on the microtransactions, but you see, I'm a PC gamer. I'm going to be getting Middle-earth Shadow of War on PC, and the beautiful thing about PC is mods. Let me explain. Oh, I'm so excited to share this with you all. You see, when Shadow of Mordor first came out, I modded the game so that it gave me infinite currency and infinite skill points, so I could immediately bypass the progression system and unlock all the skills and abilities right from the get-go. Personally, I just wasn't interested in grinding for level ups and grinding for currency. I just want to experience the story and fool around with the Nemesis system, kill orcs, that kind of thing, and I'm going to do the same thing with Shadow of War. Here's the wonderfully stupid thing about Middle-earth Shadow of War's microtransaction. You can buy them with in-game currency. The game's going to have its own unique currency called gold. It's this currency that you can purchase with real-world money to buy the essential loot chests and microtransactions gear and legendary orcs and all this stuff from the microtransaction store, but you can also use in-game currency you earn in-game. And that in-game currency, I betcha, hell, I don't need to betcha, I know, it's gonna be moddable. Either there's gonna be a mod, a cheat, a trainer, something like that. Oh, the beauties of scumbag PC gaming. And us PC gamers, we're gonna mod and hack our PC versions of Middle-earth Shadow of War, give ourselves unlimited in-game currency, and buy all the loot chests that we want. So WB, thanks! Not only have you essentially guaranteed that no PC gamer is going to spend any money on your microtransactions because we can buy everything with in-game currency, and us PC gamers, we're going to give ourselves unlimited in-game currency by altering and manipulating the code of the game. And WB can't do anything about it, cause it's a single-player game, not a multiplayer game. What, you're gonna ban and block us from our single-player game? Good luck with that. You think that would fly in a court of law? You see, the wonderful and beautiful thing about a single-player game is you can do whatever you want with it. You can mod it, you can hack it, you can cheat it, you can alter it, you can do whatever you want. It's not like a multiplayer game where you are forbidden and you really shouldn't alter or mod or cheat in multiplayer. Don't hack in multiplayer, it's absolutely positively morally wrong. But single player, oh, there are no rules, there are no boundaries when it comes to single player. So personally, I'm actually looking forward to these microtransactions because I get to use and abuse them without spending any of my money. I'm now looking forward to Middle-earth Shadow of War more than ever because when the game comes out in October, you can guarantee I'm going to make a YouTube video where I mod the game, give myself unlimited currency, and I'm just gonna make a video of me just buying hundreds and thousands of loot chests in Middle-earth Shadow of War, just getting all the epic legendary gear and legendary orc commanders. It's gonna be fantastic, it's gonna be awesome, it's gonna be a hilarious video. So yeah, as a PC gamer, on the PC side of things, the microtransactions don't affect me whatsoever. If anything, I get to have fun with and use and abuse them and spit in the face of WB Games. Oh, Warner Brothers, you fools! This is... Oh, this is just hilarious! You console gamers, on the other hand, you're fucked. You're stuck with these microtransactions with no way to bypass them, unlike us PC gamers. So I feel for you. I really do feel for you. Now, there's a few other things I want to get off my chest. First of all, while WB Games is morally wrong to force Monolith to implement these microtransactions in their single-player game, like, microtransactions are completely understandable in a multiplayer game. It makes complete sense to monetize multiplayer. From a capitalistic businessman point of view, it makes total sense. It's guaranteed money. There are going to be people that want to bypass progression, people that want to take a spin at RNG. It makes sense in multiplayer games, adding microtransactions, monetizing PvE, monetizing PvP, gaining, enhancing, assuring maximum monetary gain. But Warner Brothers, WB, it's a single-player game. How many people do you actually think are going to spend money on these microtransactions? The vast majority of people who buy and play and pick up Shadow of War, they're going to play through the single-player campaign, they're going to beat the story, and they're going to be done with the game. There are going to be those hardcore fans of the game who love the gameplay, such as myself, and are going to keep playing past the story just for the sake of the gameplay and playing around with the Nemesis system and doing awesome, cool stuff in the open world, that sort of thing. You're definitely going to have gamers that are going to stick around for the long haul, but who's actually going to spend money buying new gear and weapons and orcs? I honestly do believe that there's a very small percentage of gamers that will actually spend money on these microtransactions. I honestly believe that the vast majority of the people will probably ignore them, because obtaining new gear, weapons, and orcs, building your army, your orc army, and building your collection of gear and weapons is far more satisfying just naturally accumulating these things in the game through the open world. But however, as a capitalist, as someone who firmly believes in capitalism, I have to congratulate Warner Brothers, WB Games, because it's also brilliant and makes sense to monetize the Nemesis system. It makes sense to buy RNG loot chests for gear, weapons, and orcs. It makes total sense. And I don't think the PR would be nearly as bad. I don't think the gamer outrage from the community would be nearly as bad if this was like a multiplayer spin-off game. If there was like a sequel to Shadow of Mordor or a spin-off to Shadow of War, like another game that was a multiplayer game where players actually battled each other and had their orc armies fight each other, it makes total sense to monetize that, to have these RNG loot boxes, to have microtransactions that let you buy gear and weapons and orcs. It makes total sense in a multiplayer game, but this is a single-player game. This is a single-player game, WB, so it makes no bloody sense. It's needless bad PR. You're giving yourself needless bad PR. The vast, overwhelming majority of gamers dislike this. I haven't seen a single person, I haven't seen a single comment, I haven't seen a single YouTube video, I haven't seen a single post or tweet whatsoever of someone saying, yeah, I'm really happy and excited for microtransactions in Middle-earth Shadow of War. Besides me in this video right now. I'm only excited for them because I get to bypass and exploit them on PC. So outside of me jokingly, sarcastically saying I'm excited for the microtransactions, no one else was asking for this. WB must be extremely confident that the money they'll make from these microtransactions will make up for the loss of players and pre-orders and people who are now going to not buy the game and boycott the game because it has microtransactions in it. WB has a lot of confidence in Shadow of War and its microtransactions and in the base fan base that they'll ignore the microtransactions and buy the game. Despite them. Hell, I'm buying the game despite them. I've already pre-ordered the game. But because of my unique case of being a PC gamer, the microtransactions aren't going to affect me whatsoever, and again, I get to bypass and exploit them. God, I can't wait to make that video where I just buy all the loot chests ever. Oh, that's gonna be great. So, yeah, anyways, to a certain degree, I can understand and even applaud the kind of microtransactions they're implementing into Shadow of War. However, you're putting these kinds of microtransactions in the wrong game. If there was a multiplayer game, I could understand the loot chests. I could understand the RNG of trying to monetize the Nemesis system and have you buy randomized legendary orcs for your army. If this was a multiplayer game, I could understand it. It makes total sense to monetize that, but this is a single-player game. Warner Brothers, the vast majority of people are gonna finish the story, and then they're gonna be done with the game. You put the microtransactions in the wrong game, man. Like, I get what they were trying to do, trying to monetize the game, but you monetized the wrong game. Needless bad PR, you lost a ton of sales, you lost a ton of pre-orders, you lost a ton of players. Like, oh man, Warner Brothers. Man, they are so out of touch, it's hilarious. Oh! On top of how out of touch they are, they even screwed up when it comes to the microtransactions. Now, I don't know if this was Warner Brothers or the developers Monolith. I don't know who had full say and full control over how the microtransactions were implemented, but you can buy bronze, silver, and gold. You can buy common, rare, and legendary loot chests for better gear, weapons, and orcs, but here's the real question. Why are you adding different levels? Why are you adding rarities? What's the point? Everyone's just gonna buy the legendaries. Why are you adding bronze, silver, and gold chests? Why are you adding this common, rare, and legendary rating? Everyone's gonna go for legendary. There is literally no point to spend your money or go for those common or those rare loot chests. Everyone's gonna go for legendary. Everyone's gonna want the legendary stuff. So you even screwed up when it comes to the microtransactions. 2/3 of your purchasable options are basically non-options that no one's gonna buy. Everyone's gonna go for the legendaries. This is just hilarious. This whole situation is just hilarious to me. Oh, man. I gotta give it to the guys on the Monolith live stream, though. They held it together. They had to have known the reaction this was going to get, but they were professional, they were calm, and they held it together. Gotta give it to them that on that live stream. They had to have known the backlash, so props to the Monolith developers, props to the guys in the live stream for doing their best and remaining professional. Now, the final thing I want to talk about. Oh boy, and this is gonna get me into trouble. Oh, the reaction this is gonna get. Now, pardon my language, I'm about to say something really offensive that I know a lot of people are not going to like, so you can stop the video here and now if you're done, if you've heard everything you wanted to hear from me. But now I got to address the moral fagging going on in the video game community. Now, the outrage doesn't surprise me. The fact that some people are canceling their pre-orders and they're not going to buy or play the game, and some people are even going as far to boycott the game, you know what? I can understand that to a degree. I've said this before, speak with your wallet. Okay, you don't want these microtransactions in your single-player games. You know what? I understand completely. You don't buy video games with microtransactions in them? That's your choice, brother. Totally up to you. You do you. Personally, I've become numb to microtransactions. I really don't care anymore. They're a part of gaming now to me, and I understand their existence. Because if you actually do some research on microtransactions, and why we're seeing them in almost all our AAA video games nowadays, it's, well, because AAA video games are ridiculously expensive. Do you see the millions upon millions of dollars it now takes to make a AAA game nowadays? I mean, the budgets of these games are just so enormous and bloated. They gotta make back all that money somehow. So it makes sense to monetize the games. I understand them monetizing the games. Do I agree with it? No, I wish they weren't there. But I understand their existence. From a businessman point of view, from a capitalistic point of view, I understand their existence. And when I'm talking about the moral fagging going on in the gaming community, I'm talking about the people going as far to say as that these microtransactions are evil and that they're ruining the gaming industry. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Where to begin with that? First off, no, it isn't evil. Providing options in your video games to spend more money isn't evil. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Are microtransactions undesirable? Sure. Can they be annoying? Sure. But evil? Evil? Get the fuck out of here. I can't take you seriously if you're taking things that far. Murder is evil. Rape is evil. Literally going out of your way and taking pleasure in the suffering of others is evil. When you say something is evil, you're comparing it to things that are actually evil. Microtransactions aren't evil. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be so overdramatic. Are the microtransactions in Shadow of War disappointing? Absolutely. Are they evil, though? No, not at all. Get over yourself, man. They're just video games. You don't need to take shit that far. Oh, and then there's the nonsense that microtransactions are ruining the games industry. They're destroying video games. Oh, man. You do realize that the reason we have microtransactions in our video games today, the reason they keep popping up, one, of course, because video games are incredibly expensive nowadays, and publishers want to make back all the money they're investing into these games, so they encourage the developers, or force them in some cases, of finding ways to further monetize the game and get extra monetary value out of them. However, the most important factor next to that, the most important reason other than that microtransactions keep appearing in our video games is because people keep buying them. If they weren't a successful method of making money, they wouldn't keep getting utilized. Publishers and developers aren't literally evil mustache-twirling villains and putting microtransactions in their games just to fuck with you, just to ruin your day. They're putting them in their games because they work. If they didn't work, if they weren't successful, if they didn't make the companies money, they wouldn't use them. It is not the fault of the gaming companies that we have microtransactions in our video games. It is the fault of the gamers who keep buying them, who keep investing money into them. Get out of this fantasy. Get out of this delusion that the gaming community is free from blame in every regard, in every negative when it comes to the game industry. Video game publishers and video game developers are not this big, scary boogeyman that's out to get all your life savings. They are not coming into your house and taking your money. People are giving their money to them. With microtransactions, with DLC, with season passes, gamers are giving their money to the game publishers, to the game developers. When you spend money on video games, that is on you. That is your decision. You are giving them money. They are not taking your money. The game companies and the game publishers do not have the ability to come in and take your money. All they can do is incentivize you, give you incentives to give them money. Stop blaming the video game industry for the faults of the gaming community right now. The video game industry is in the state that's in because of the gaming community and the decisions made by the gaming community. The gaming community made microtransactions popular. Yes, gamers bitch and moan about microtransactions, and yet the game companies still make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars off of them, because gamers keep spending money on microtransactions. Obviously, WB, Warner Brothers, thinks it's worth the risk of the bad PR, of the players lost, of the pre-orders lost. It thinks the value, it thinks the monetary gain that the microtransactions will bring is worth all of that. And honestly, can you blame them? Anyways, this video has gone on way longer than it ever should have. Hope you got some sort of enjoyment out of this crap. If you did indeed, however, please be sure to hit the like button. And the like button helps you, helps me, helps everybody involved in the video. If you hit the like button, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. I love reading comments. You get nearly enough comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on the topic of this video in the comment section down below. If you want to help out and support this video, then please share it on social media, Twitter and Facebook. And if you want to help out and support me directly, well, there's always Patreon. Anyways, this has been a video, and I'll see you guys later.